Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the class number 4. Today is a special class. By now, we have studied a lot of details, some different practices, and I feel we have a necessity to slow down and look back at what we learned, but not in the terms of theory. The theory will slowly find its place in your consciousness, in your subconsciousness. I would like to pay attention today into the practice. So, answer a few questions about practice, explain something about practice, and then actually do different subsections of different kinds of practices. Because actually, all the thousands of wisdoms in the world, if you read billions of books, if you watch so many videos, but you don't apply that to your everyday life, it means you wasted your time and your money, and it's just dead because it's not affecting your real change. So that was the main reason why I wanted to do this course in a very small portion, slowly walking towards the practice. And the theory is just support, it's like a byproduct of it, but the practice is our main target. So, one of you sent me a question asking if you are supposed to repeat everything that you have learned through these 3 first classes. And my answer is, of course. And now I would like to ask you, or maybe you can ask yourself, since the first class, when you joined Tao Yin Alchemy, did you do the practice by yourself? Anytime, anywhere, did you repeat it? If you be honest, often from the experience that I have with my clients, they always have this hunger and desire to move forward and learn. But when it comes to practice, it's like, oh no, I didn't do it yet. I didn't find time. So today I want to extract the 4 key points of the practice for you. If you learn them, if you understand them, if you really accept them with your whole being, it will help you to do your practice anywhere and everywhere. Here are the key tools of your practice. Just 4. They are simple, only 4. You don't need more because this is the essence of practice. First, time and place for practice. This is the most common excuse why we skip our practice. So sometimes I receive messages from my clients and they are saying, right now something is happening, like I'm dealing with some case and conflict, or somebody is triggering me and I'm responding right now. So extract yourself from your mind right now, go down to your body and do the practice. And the most common, and I swear this is not about one client, this is like at least 4 and 5. Most of the time the answer is, but I cannot do it now because I'm at work, or but I'm in the middle of the conflict, I cannot do it now. So there is a belief that we need to find a certain time. For example, I need that 1 or 2 hours in the morning and a place where nobody will distract me. So I need to be alone and I need to have a prolonged phase of time, which is actually, in fact, illusion or excuse of the mind that we use, because then it seems like the practice will be impossible. When do you have this ability to be alone for an extended period of time? Not every woman has this privilege. Maybe you have children, maybe you have work, maybe you live with somebody. So it's constant interaction with the external world. Now, what is the key point of the Taoist practice? Is that this practice can be done anytime, anywhere, like literally, anytime and anywhere. Because remember what it's called. It's called Tao Yin Alchemy. Yin means you are doing that internally. You don't need to create a certain vibe, a certain room, light candles, or have a space and ask everybody to leave. You don't need all of that, because then eventually it means that you need to live um, on a desert island to do your practice, but it's impossible. The world today is so active, and it's very easy, you know, in ancient times to go and sit in the cave or in the forest and feel like I'm such a spiritual person and feel so enlightened. But in fact, the true practice happens when you create your internal peace, when there is so much chaos around. Maybe it's not even chaos, some activation, people, noises, sounds, speech, movements, cars. Oh my God, so many things. So that's why this practice you can do while washing the dishes, driving car, sitting on a bus, talking to a person in the middle of the conflict. It's only your choice. You need to start applying that every day. So every day, another thing that you don't need much time. Now, as we are learning this all, and at the end of every class, I'm taking like 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, and it will grow more. This is actually where we are training ourselves. Yeah. So imagine that this, your attitude of practice or your implementation of the practice is a muscle, and that muscle hasn't been used for almost all your life. So atrophy, it's a muscle in atrophy. Now what we are doing in the classes, we are pumping, growing this muscle, we're awakening. But eventually what you will need to do is to give small portions to this practice during the day. It can take 1 minute, and you will perfect it to that state that just by your thoughts, you are standing in front of somebody and there is a conversation, and you feel the conversation is not going towards, you know, you have this kind of rejection and resistance. This is a moment that is telling you right now, do this. So all these emotions, and we've been studying emotions, emotions are indicators. They are, you know, when you receive a message on your phone, it's like there is a message, do this or do that. What do? You open and you look and you read. So then it means that the same way your emotions or what you feel is indicator for you to read that message and then respond by doing something inside. So Taoist Yin Alchemy practice is an internal, invisible, it's a secret practice of a woman. And that's why it is amazing, because you can apply it anywhere, everywhere. Now, the next point, application, 20% and 80%. I have mentioned this in one of our class, I think in the first, but let me explain again, what does this mean? So if we think of a gym, in gym we are 100% doing actual movement, physical. So we are pulling the equipment, we are jumping, we are doing something, and that is very visible. And for that kind of practice, you definitely need time, subscription payment, and the gym itself, right? And the movement. So it's all external, it's yan. Now, in the yin application is we use the concept of 20 and 80. It means that physically, externally, you are doing only 20% of effort, and 80% is your energy, attention, visualization, and thought forms. So you are creating a subtle practice of 80%. For example, let's say I have a hand, yeah, and I'm going to do a practice with my hand right now. The target of the hand is to open the fingers and close the fingers. So now I'm doing 100% physically, externally, which you can see. Now I'm going to change it to 20 and 80. So 20 and 20, I'm gonna move it a little bit. Almost you cannot see it, but I will close my eyes and I will feel and visualize that I'm working now, focusing on the subtle layer or the phantom of my hand. While my physical hand is moving 20%, my subtle phantom hand is moving 80%. So my fingers, the subtle fingers, energy fingers, are stretching fully. And now, interestingly, if you will notice, my movement slowed down. It's slowing down because if I want to do this subtle phantom level, I need to slow down the physical. So I penetrate deeper. And I feel how my subtle fingers are really stretching like this, but in a very slow way. So this is what I mean. This first and second point come together as a perfect secret key for you, that why you can apply. Why and how you can apply it everywhere. Everywhere. You don't need time. So this leads us to another principle that I really love offering to my clients is state of absence and presence. What does it mean? Presence. I'm present in a crowd of people and I'm talking to them. But there is another part of me which is looking inside and sensing. So I'm present here and I'm also inside. It means I'm at the same time in two places. So I'm present here, but I'm also absent. So you can start learning being present and absent at the same time. This concept will allow you to save your energy from others. Do you remember in previous classes, I was referring to the leakage of energy, right? So we are going out, or even if we're alone, we are collecting that energy. We're bringing everything into our body, physical and subtle. And then we are supposed to preserve it, but we leak. So what this principle helps you is that when you are interacting with others, with external world, you can apply the principle of present and absence. So I'm here with you. I'm looking at you. I'm talking to you. But you know what? I'm at the same time inside. And as we are talking, and there is some conflicting discussion happening, I can sense how something around my belly contracts. So I'm continuing this conversation with you, but I'm also addressing this contraction. It means I'm going inside and relaxing that contraction. And I feel, oh, there is some opening. And suddenly the conversation flows in a different direction. So every time when we contract, it's a state, like even if I show you, it's a state of fear. When there is a state of fear, there is a state of danger. If there is a state of danger, I need to protect myself. So this is how the conflict happens, even if you're not physically doing that, but this is the energy. So we are becoming spiky, and the other person will feel that. So it tells us that actually the communication is not happening just through words, just through what we see. This is called the body language, or the energy of the body language, right? You can sense there is some vibes, some negative vibes are coming. You can resist to that and fight it, or you can relax. And this, whatever negativity that is coming, it doesn't have any power over you. So these are the time and place for practice and application, 20 and 80, absence and presence. Now, attention, third, attention creates change. In yoga classes, we say where mind goes, energy goes, right? So this is not just esoteric concept. It actually has roots in quantum physics. This is called the effect of observer. And you can research it, and there are even videos on YouTube about it. It's a beautiful, amazing exploration, a discovery that scientists did in a real experiment environment. They were exploring how the matter, the molecules of matter, and the energy are moving, which means that every time when you place your attention at something, it starts changing. So, actually, to create a change in a certain place, we need to be witnessing that. So that thing will change only if there is a witness. So it means that if I will ask you now to feel your left ear. So feel the tip of your left ear. Can you sense what's happening? In the moment when you lay your attention on the tip of your left ear, the ear that just tip starts changing. It starts vibrating, becoming warmer, and feels like there is some life is happening there. So every time when you lay your attention somewhere, it creates change. It even happens when you are looking at somebody on the street for a long time. Did you ever experience that? So you will look at somebody who is looking in another way. You will look, and then suddenly this person turns and looks exactly at you. How did it happen? There is no awareness of that, but somewhere unconsciously, the energy of this body felt that there is some movement is happening, something is changing something is invading my field. Who is that? So this is how we have that. It's not just the eyes, because you don't need eyes to do that. You can do it with your mind. The mind, the consciousness is working this way. So we will apply all these four key points today in our practice. And if you will constantly repeat them, that you don't need time and place for practice, you can do it anywhere, and that if you apply it internally 80%, and you know what, sometimes you do everything 100% inside and you are just sitting still, and then you draw your attention where you need to, this is where you will create the change. And the fourth that really allows to accommodate all of these three is your breath. Breath is everything. Maybe you know, maybe not, that I am, apart from doing many things, I'm actually a breath instructor. And breathing for me is number one practice. If today, let's say, I have a busy day and I don't have time for many things, I will find 3, 5, 10 minutes to breathe. And this is how my day starts. Every single morning, I wake up very early, I sit and I do my breathing. And then I add other energetic or movement practices. Breath is everything, because you cannot live without breath even 2-3 minutes. Theoretically, it's 3 minutes, but as I understand today, they start shaking after 1 minute. So our health is really becoming weaker. So we must breathe. And to inspire you to breathe, I picked this beautiful poem by Rumi, and I would like to read it to you today. Not Christian or Jew or Muslim, not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi, or Zen, not any religion or cultural system. I'm not from the East or from the West, not out of the ocean or up from the ground, not natural or ethereal, not composed of elements at all. I do not exist. I am not an entity in this world or in the next. Did not descend from Adam and Eve or any origin story. My place is placeless, a trace of the traceless, neither body or soul. I belong to the beloved, have seen the two worlds as one, and that one called to and know, first, last, outer, inner, only that breath, breathing human being. I love this poem so much. I'm having like a big rush of um, goosebumps all over my body. The way I perceive this poem is that nothing is as important, as valuable, as meaningful as the breath. If there is no breath, nothing else matters because the breath is the transport for your attention, for your energy, for your healing and insight. Now let us recall what we did in the first 3 classes in terms of practice. In the first class, we did a short guidance through connecting with lungs. You can always return to every class and remember the practice, follow it again. In the class 2, we were changing the emotion of fear. So we were finding where the fear is in the body, then taking it out of the body from the kidneys, because the emotion of the kidney, the negative emotion of the kidney is fear. And then we were adding and cultivating calmness, which is the positive emotion of the kidneys. In the class number 3, we were doing the energy shower from head to the heart to the pelvis, which are the upper dantian, the middle dantian, and the lower. So this is what we were doing, and you can always go back. And today we will be doing similar but different. So we will do new types of practices which involve all of this. So we are going to combine everything. First one, let's remember the centripetal movement of the energy. You remember that you, like a fireplace, wherever you are the axis around which the world is spinning. This is the concept of woman body and female soul. And yes, there are female souls and there are male souls. We are not the same. We are coming from the same source, but then we were split for a certain purpose because your purpose in your physiology is one kind and man's is completely different. That's why when we are losing this understanding, there is a chaos in the world. So we always need to remember that we are here to collect and preserve and then grow, right? So let us now do a short guidance by connecting to this visualization. And the way I want you to do it, it's not only in the plane that everything is spinning like that. You will actually turn it in a horizontal plane. So imagining that energy moves around you like a tornado, like a slow and gentle tornado, and then it spirals towards you. Okay? So let us close the eyes. And first, relax your face. Relax the eyebrows, the middle point between your eyebrows, soften it. Relax your eyelids, your cheekbones, and fully unlock and release your jaw. So you feel your whole face structure is calm, opened, and breathing. And go and reflect the same in your belly and your pelvis. So calm, opened, released belly, unlocked, opened pelvis. Remember, it's only your thoughts that are doing the work. You point out internally. You bring your attention to a certain place, and that's where the change is happening. And now between your face, between your pelvis, everything is relaxing by itself in a natural chain reaction. And now acknowledge yourself, central line of the whole universe. And this line is not just a line, you are a channel or a vessel. Now visualize yourself as a vessel, vertical vessel, like a central line that is located in the middle of the universe, the axis of the universe. Acknowledge the space in that universe behind you. Just feel that behind you there is a whole universe. You can feel that with the back of your head, with your back, with your shoulders. There is a whole life happening behind you. Now acknowledge the universe living, existing on your right. The whole right side of your body is feeling that there is a contact, some kind of communication happening at the same time as behind you and on your right. Now add to this the whole universe on your left. So now it's from the back, from the right, and the left. And now there is a whole universe in front of you. And internally, join all of this. There is a whole universe surrounding you, 360 degrees. You acknowledge there are people, millions of people in this universe around you. Cars moving, children running and playing. There are women and men. All of them are busy with their things. There are cities and countries. There is nature, the trees. Acknowledge all kinds of trees all around you. Plants, flowers, forests and valleys, animals crawling, running and flying. There is somewhere fire, there is somewhere water, rocks, desert. Feel all this beautiful variety of life happening right now in this moment, where you are an access of this life. And you are the vessel. And visualize yourself as opened and empty vessel, clean and ready to receive. Visualize how everything starts rotating, because it is, as you are sitting there, the globe of the earth is spinning. Start feeling that spinning around you. If your body starts moving in a circular directions, let it be. Whatever comes up. Acknowledge that in all of these actions and stillness that are happening around you, there is so much goodness, light, glory, happiness, medicine, healing around you. And as you are being highly intelligent vessel, you are able to start inviting all this goodness into you. As it's rotating, it's approaching towards the center of the universe, to your vessel. All the good qualities, all the support from every single object, aspect, and living being in this universe is coming towards you. And you, as being open vessel, you are receiving with gratitude, you are welcoming it, as if all of this energy is coming back home, and you are saying, welcome, welcome back home. And start feeling how your vessel starts being filled from the bottom and slowly up to the brim. And just like you are a magnet pulling gently into you, and you are receiving because you are worthy, because it's yours, it belongs to you, it was designed for you, all this beautiful energy. Settle it in your vessel. Start noticing if your vessel, as getting so full, slowly starts expanding, becoming bigger. Now I want you to acknowledge that your vessel expanded and became like a big auric field around your body. And you are sitting inside as if you are inside of a cocoon, of energy cocoon filled. And the energy is dancing, moving, integrating inside of this auric field cocoon and through your body. Inhale that through your nose. Keep breathing as if you are drinking this energy through your nose. And also, I want to tell you that your breath is not happening only through your nose. Your skin is related to breathing system. Every little pore in your skin is a gateway for the energy and oxygen. So as you are inhaling through your nose, at the same time, inhale with the whole skin layer through every single pore. Try that. You are sucking in, drinking the energy that is around you in your auric field. The pores in your legs, the skin in your legs, in your back, in your neck, your head, face, front, arms, armpits, everywhere. Palms, fingers. There is no even one pore that is not participating in this breath. The last exhale through your mouth. Stay with your eyes closed and start slowly inviting this cocoon to start shrinking into your navel. So it decreases, folds smaller and smaller, and everything is being sucked into your navel, into your belly, until it fully disappears in your belly through your navel. You can use your breath by sucking, breathing in, and let it occupy the whole sphere in your belly. Acknowledge its presence. Acknowledge your presence in your space. Coming back to where you are. Feel the clothes you are wearing. Feel your face. And rub your palms. Cover your eyes to prepare them gently to open up, and remember you will be looking back at the screen. So after a deep meditation journey inwards, you want to be really gentle to looking back at the screen. So slowly open your eyes. Maybe look down first. And then coming back. Oh, it feels so good. Feels like awakening and arriving into full presence. So I want to give a little bit extra info or explanation of what might happen during your internal journeys. So I don't know if you might be watching this video again, or if you had your eyes opened, you might see that sometimes my body starts moving and spiraling, so it starts shaking in very various ways. So what does it mean? Does it mean that I have a special power? In a way, yes, and in a way, no. What is happening is very easy to explain. It's just the energy and the process of some movements and change that is happening inside of the body. In fact, it is not superpower because everybody can do it, and I think everybody has superpower. So when it happens, when it happened to me first time in my life, I was a little bit shocked. I actually was very surprised, like what is happening to me, and I was moving in a very strong way. I also know people who are naturally doing that, like they were attending teacher training courses that I was leading, and just in the class they will start shaking. So some people look and like, what is happening with her? This is totally normal. The part of you that can be overwhelmed by that or surprised is your mind. Because when your mind experiencing something which is it cannot explain, it will judge it as weird, not normal, mystical, or I don't know, whatever, all of those words. But your body, it's your body doing that. And your body is not just the physical form, because what makes the blood run, what makes the heart beat, what is this battery? Like, you are not a device that was plugged into electricity and now you're working. You don't need that. You are the battery, but what runs your batteries is the energy. So whenever this happens to you, and maybe if it didn't happen, now you can open your mind to that, and at the same time don't long for it, don't attach yourself to that, let it happen naturally. Okay. And this is one of the principles of kinesiology. In kinesiology they use body as a replying device to any question. So for example, I can ask my body right now to move to the right, and I'm not going to do that. You will feel that from inside that it's not you. So this is me doing. Look, this is I'm actually doing mechanically the movement. Now I will relax and I will ask it internally. I don't need to verbalize. And unless I will stop mechanically, it will actually continue taking me to the floor until I like go to completely right. So you can start also exploring that. Right now, let's do that. So how I do it, perfect example of it, the perfect explanation is feel your whole body and that you are from inside controlling it right now. So let me exaggerate that and show you like this. So now I'm controlling my body, and now I'm gonna drop the control. Like I'm inside, I'm stepping back and saying, okay, now it's your time and it's your place. You do. I'm not doing anything. Okay, so this communication happens in words. So let's try. First, feel how you're controlling the body, and now drop the control. Relax. It's like when you relax the body, it's like it's floating. Somewhere, something inside is floating. It's also inside and outside. And now let's ask the body to start spinning in this way, like this, okay? Any direction, it doesn't matter. So let's just ask the body internally. First, relax, let go of control. and ask. And the same way you can ask it to stop. Whether it worked for you or not, practice that all the time. So why do we need that? First of all, it has few benefits. When you are doing that, it means you are, look how concentrated, focused, and relaxed you are right now. Like you are so grounded. So this is one of the benefits. You are going inside and you're like, I'm so present. I'm not just present, I'm communicating with my internal. Second, this will help us to go into really deeper, more advanced practice in the future classes. So I want you to slowly start using your new muscles, right? New muscles that were sleeping. So they are all your natural. All of you, you have it. You just need to start using that. All right. So this is how we were collecting the energy from all around, right? And I hope you felt that, how you visualize it from your left, right, and behind and in the front, and then all the presence of the world. Sometimes you will even see a glimpses of like people doing something, cars are passing, desert, like whatever I name. So why is it so easy when I'm guiding you? Because there is a command, there is a word which becomes a thought form. So there is a principle of thought form, which means that the thought is not just a mental, but it has a form. And when it becomes a thought form, a concept, it starts being real and giving you a real impact. So now, have a thought form of a butterfly and have a thought form of butterflies in your belly. And they're gently moving their wings in your belly. You might have sensation, you might have some color visions, like a wing here, a wing there. So it doesn't matter, for each one of us, it will come, like somebody will be very advanced in sensation, somebody will be advanced in visuals. So we are all different in that way, but we are all experiencing that. So thought forms will allow us to take our practice deeper. From time to time during the day, you can use the thought forms because they will become your commands. That's why it's easy to be guided by me or other person, because you are following. Now you can have that person inside of you. When I'm doing the practice by myself, if I will not name a certain thing like cars, trees, desert, forest, my mind will be scattered and will fly away. Okay, this is okay. And this is why most of the people are saying, I don't know how to meditate and do the internal work. It's because you are not guiding yourself, but you can guide yourself. So whenever you are arriving to that place, you just name. It will look like internal conversation. If I would speak it out loud, it will look like this. I am the axis, the vessel, and the whole world is around me. I feel world behind me, feel it. On my right, on my left, in front of me. Everywhere 360 degrees, and I feel it spinning. So you name the words. So whenever you guide yourself, you can do that. So eventually, all this practice is targeting a place where you don't need anyone. not me, not other teacher, because you are your own guide and teacher. All right, next thing. Next short practice we will do with the anatomical organs of our body. So I don't know what is your knowledge of anatomy. And to be honest, when I started learning anatomy in my first yoga teacher training course, when I was taking a course, it was the most dull, it was the most boring class for me. I was falling asleep because there were so many Latin names, especially in yoga classes. Traditionally, they learn muscles names, and everything is like dissected. This is this muscle, and it does this, it does the flexion, it does the contraction and extension, and then this muscle. So as if everything exists separately, but your body does not function this way. This is a very mechanical and approach of viewing the body as if this is an object. And your body is not an object. Your body is a process, which is an equilibrium of everything. But later, when I started diving into my own practice and just becoming curious, I was fascinated to discover that I actually love anatomy so much. Anatomy, embryology, physiology, epigenetics, all of this, I'm just like crazy. I'm fan and I'm constantly learning about this. But one thing, if you are not a doctor or you're not going to be a teacher of yoga or something, why do you need anatomy? Why do you need to know where is your liver? What is the approximate size of your liver? Because if you don't know the contents of your body, their location, you cannot visualize them. So remember the concept. Energy goes where the mind goes. So you create changes. You need to direct your mind somewhere. So if I will tell you, spleen, bring your attention to your spleen. Somebody might say, where is my spleen? What does it do? What is the function of my spleen? I know this word, but where is it in my body? So it means that in the moment when I will ask you to connect to your organ, because your organ is a living spirit in a physical form, you cannot establish that communication. That's why we need to understand anatomy. So now I'm going to just introduce you to some of the main parts of anatomy, okay? And every class you're going to learn more and more, and you are always inspired to research by yourself. Now, let's start from the head. We have a brain, and we have left hemisphere and right hemisphere, right? So brain is the central biocomputer, which is controlling and commanding the whole movement and process in your body. There is a certain command constantly running through your nervous system. Here we have larynx and trachea. These are the breathing system, yeah? How we breathe and how we communicate. At the same time, there is esophagus, which is a tube through which we swallow food and liquids. Lower, we have lungs. So there are two huge lungs occupying your chest. They both are different. They are different in size, different in shape and form. This has 3 lobes and this has 2 lobes. And then we have heart in the middle. So the heart is in the middle, but also a little bit towards the left. So it is occupying a hollow space inside of the left lung. And that's why lungs are different. So this lung is housing the heart, and this lung is not housing the heart, but it's also affected. Now, just below, the part that separates your thorax. Thorax is the part of your chest. which is also from the back. That's why we say thoracic spine. What is below belly is abdomen. Now, what separates your chest from your belly, the thorax from abdomen, is a big muscle that is called diaphragm. Now here we can see it in a very small way. Oh, let me zoom for you. Okay, so we can see here diaphragm just hidden somewhere there, which is actually it's supposed to show on top. So maybe they decided to remove it so you can see the actual organs. So the diaphragm looks like a parachute, yeah, and it is the main muscle of the breathing system. You don't need to memorize, just understand. And as I'm naming, feel its location in the body. Liver on your right, stomach on your left and center, spleen behind on the left, kidneys behind from the back. Now there is pancreas, which is connected to endocrinal system. It's right there, small behind. Now this green gallbladder, which is connected to the liver, so they work as a couple. So from the stomach, somewhere there inside, it connects to the tubes of the small intestine. And small intestine, it's interestingly because it's maybe narrow, but it's very long. So it occupies and folds throughout your abdomen, and then it connects into large intestine. So large intestine ascends on your right, crosses through the abdomen, and descends on your left, turns straight into your sphincter. So this is where we eliminate the processed food, right? Now we have two tubes coming down from kidneys. This is how the fluids are being transported, filtered, and eliminated through the bladder. This is the bladder. Now here, it doesn't show us the uterus. The uterus will come on the different picture. So this is approximately what you need to know by now or understand, because I will be guiding you. Uterus. The body of the uterus consists of vagina, vaginal canal, and this is the entrance or vulva. It has also the labia, which are lips, translates as lips. So we have lips here and we have lips there. So this is also like a mouth. We have a mouth here and we have a mouth there. It's a beautiful reflection, like we are the reflection of the upper body and the lower. Now, vaginal canal goes deep into opening of the cervix. So this part of the body is called cervix, and it is one of the main parts in reproductive system. This part is so important. We're going to study that really separately. It has so many deep and very important practices. Now, the cervix is a part of the uterus. So this is the body of the uterus. In a way, we can say that cervix is a gate or a door into the uterus. So uterus is hollow, it's empty inside, and it has this soft walls, very thick. On outside here, you can see that it's smooth. So uterus is also called a smooth muscle organ because it's a muscle. It expands and contracts just like another muscle, but in a different way. So if I can pump and work out my triceps and biceps, I cannot do the same with the uterus. That muscle is expanding and contracting in a different way. Now, part of the uteral body is fallopian tube, which grows like arms. And at the end, there are even like fingers, right? So this is the part through which, so these tubes are the transportation tubes for the ovulated egg. Now, ovaries are essential part of reproductive system, but they are not part of the uterus body, okay? They are separate. What you see here is a ligament that is holding the ovary not to float away. So to be near the uterus, so fallopian tube can take the egg, because if egg pops out and fallopian tube is not there, it will just float inside of the pelvis. So in a way, ovaries are independent. Now let's look how the uterus looks from the side or from the lateral way. It's very important. So look, this is labia. Here it is present. And when you enter through the vagina, it's not straight up. It's a diagonal line inside, and then it turns. So maybe you would feel that everything is like just straight line inside, in between your legs, which is not. So it goes to diagonal. This one, it's like a zigzag, right? So in a way, I really like to say about the womb that she is kind of bending forward as if she is bowing. She is such a humble and amazing organ, full of love and compassion. So she is kind of like bowing forward. So when we will be traveling, I want you to feel that you are traveling inside up, and then you turn, and this is where you are in the uterus, okay, in the womb. So up and back, and then forward and folding. So this is important to remember how to sense. All right, so now let us sit comfortably. Check your position, straight spine, grounded pelvis. Keep your feet on the ground. If you are also sitting with your crossed legs, make sure you just feel grounded in your seat. In this practice, I will be naming parts of your body, internal and external. Now we will train your ability to connect with the part of the body in a second and travel throughout the body. And also we will train your ability to sense. Remember, sensing means you are sending your attention to a certain place, and that's where connection is established. And connection means change. So when you connect to something, you change it, okay? In a way, we're going to awaken relationship with the different parts of your body. So just close your eyes. And first, we will invoke our breath. Acknowledge the length of your inhalation and your exhalation. I invite you to sense the whole face. Now sense your left shoulder. Your right knee. Your left big toe. Your right hip. The center of your chest. Your left shoulder blade. Keep breathing and just traveling. And when you are arriving to a part, fully occupy and feel it. Feel your right kidney. Feel your left ovary. The crown of your head. Your left pinky finger. Liver. Left lung. Your upper lip. Your lower lip. Now sense your labias. Now sense your lips and labias at the same time. Let it go and take a few breaths. Relax your mind. Just breathe. And now I invite you to acknowledge there are two types of tissues in your body. There is a soft structure that represents everything that is soft: muscles, skin, tissues, ligaments, tendons. All of this is soft. It's also your organs. And the hard structure is the skeleton, so the bones. Right now, I want you to sense all over your body the whole soft layer of your body. Connect just to the soft tissues. Now connect only to the bones, the whole skeleton. To the tissues, the soft. Bones. Can you sense the difference between them? Let's try again. Softness. Bones. Inhale. Exhale through your mouth. Relax. You can open your eyes. How did that feel? I'm 100% sure you were feeling exactly that part where I was taking you. How easy is that, right? So can you do it on your own? Of course you can. And this will help you during emotional moment, because during emotional moment the organs are doing something. So the heart start running, something contracts in the stomach, something becomes heavy in the chest. So when you feel that sensation, go inside. Find the organ or a space between them which is calling you. When you go there and you start breathing, just inhaling and exhaling, the whole issue on physical level will subside. Okay, it will help you to manage and find solution with a cold mind, with focused mind. Now let's do the same way, but more detailed inside of the pelvis. So exactly with the ovaries, uterus, and vagina. So we will be traveling centimeter by centimeter. And this way, I'm preparing you for our next classes, deep guided internal work, where we connect to the essence of the womanhood, the uterus. All right. So find your seat again. Maybe you want to change your position. Maybe you want to stretch before we begin. And then reset, come back. Place your hands somewhere where they don't cross. So just relax them and open them. Soften your whole body and close your eyes. Descend down into your labia. So just the entrance, and feel your labia. Feel your left labia. Feel your right labia. Now feel them both and start feeling where they join to meet at the clitoris. And sense your clitoris. You can feel how it's sleeping there under the hood of skin in a very calm, peaceful way. So let it be peaceful. Let it sleep. Coming back to labia. And now very, very slowly, just 3 centimeters, you're going to dive into vaginal canal and stay there. You are right in the front part of your vagina. Imagine that you are inside and you are crawling with your attention. Start moving just 3 centimeters more. And you are in the middle of your vagina. Feel all the walls of this tube, the warmth, the softness. Feel the lubrication of it. And now move 2 centimeters deeper. And very slowly, step by step, like you are on your tippy toes, you are slowly and gently approaching the entrance of the cervix. And you are just standing in front of these doors. You are calm, you are kind, you have only good and peaceful intentions. And this attitude is super important to go through the cervix. It's the only way you can go through. Now, in a very humble manner, you will ask a permission to enter. Of course, you are welcomed, but it's very important to establish this welcoming. So feel now how you are welcomed to slowly go through the body of the cervix, the soft, spongy part, very gently passing it through it. and exiting on the other side and just staying there. You are inside of the uterus, but just at the door. Now remember, the womb is bowing forward. So I want you to feel that right now you are in the space that bends forward. And slowly start introducing yourself to this space, a hollow space like a temple, surrounded by thick, warm, soft walls. Feel them all around, sense them. And scan through the whole uterus to the top. And from there, you're going to divide your attention to the left and right. So two parts simultaneously traveling to the left and to the right fallopian tubes. And travel through the tubes. Right to the ends, it's the exit. And fully feel both ovaries. Feel their sensation. Feel even their surface. Inhale, exhale, and let go of your ovaries. This is just for a short time. We don't need to do that for long, because all of this structure is very fragile and vulnerable. And now it's time to leave the same way we came in. So express your gratitude to your ovaries and retract back into fallopian tubes, very slowly traveling through them, entering the womb and descending down, expressing gratitude to your womb temple, and approaching the cervix very, very carefully, very gently, passing through the cervix. Express your gratitude to your cervix and start crawling down through vagina until you reach your labia. Pause there and express gratitude to your vagina and fully exit. You are out. Ascend up towards the center of your chest. Place your right hand upon your heart, remembering where is your heart, and then feeling the beat, the voice of your heart. So let it call you. And then placing your left hand on top. Connect fully through your palms. Relax your shoulders, your face, your jaw, your belly. Breathe into your heart and smile into your heart. And allow this smile to be received by your heart. Your heart is smiling back to you. Inhale. Open your mouth, exhale. Rub your palms. Place upon your eyes. Wash your whole face. These hands, now let them bless your face, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, all your senses. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome yourself back. What a journey. Okay, so what did we do today? We learned about 4 key points in the internal practice. First, you can do it anywhere and anytime. You can do the same journey that we did in the same gentle way, but in a shorter way, scanning through any part of your body with your eyes opened while doing something. Just, you don't even need to travel through the details, just occupying that organ. Second is that you now, when you were traveling, you didn't do anything, right? So you didn't touch your vagina, you didn't touch your uterus, because if we actually penetrate there and use the physical touch, it's not even healthy. The best way to approach and work with these organs is a subtle, is a 80% of your attention and intention. 20% is the sensation that you get, and that's enough. The third, remembering that wherever you lay your thoughts, that will start changing. So maybe from now you can start being aware, what are you thinking of? Because that will grow, that will be activated. And the last is the breath of the human being, which is the secret ingredient of the successful work inside of your body. All of these practices that we did today and we did in the previous, you have around 6 or 7. You have a lot of tools now. Start applying them until I meet you again in the next class. Write down which one really connects and resonates with you and do that. But even if you pick others that maybe resonate less, it's not about liking or disliking. It's about practicing and growing that muscle ability. So I'm inviting you and really motivating you to do that all the time. The more you do it, the faster you will grow in your Tao Yin Alchemy. And there are so many things we're going to do, and these are the fundamental key points that will allow you. Without them, you will feel like nothing is working, okay? So I really appreciate your presence today and your journey with me into the depth of our holy body, holy palace. So I'm sending you big love and big hug, and I will see you in the next class.